at this. Hear this. Many pastors have preached this thing wrong. They said, with my mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. And one of them said that so long you are living your flesh here, your spirit is going to heaven. It doesn't matter what your flesh do. Please listen to me. It's called the dual nature theory. It's a wrong doctrine. The believer in Christ does not have a dual nature. You have one nature. And that nature is the nature of the Son of God. Because you have now received the spirit of adoption. So you have one nature. So why was Paul complaining? Listen to me. Someone said to me, said, sir, if Paul could rise and fall, who am I? You may not say it to me, but some of us are saying it in our spirit now. Say it is normal to struggle, but so long you don't stay down. Hear this. The man that was saying this was Paul. We agree. But understand that he was saying this as Paul and as his experience while he was a Jew, not when he became born again. It took me years, but by the grace of God, I studied and I cracked it. Paul, this was his experience while he was still a Jew. Now, when he became saved, became born again, his experience changed. Now, let's look at Romans chapter 8, verse 1. It's still the same letter. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Now, the word condemnation here means disadvantage. Verse 2. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law that I was complaining about. Can you see how it's making sense now? By joining the flow of God. Verse 3, he said, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. So it is possible to condemn sin in the flesh. Verse 4 now, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not. Some people are feeling bad. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh. So the man that is truly the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus is not the man that shouts I'm righteousness and goes ahead fornicating. No, sir. It's the man that walks not after the flesh. So in whose life is the righteousness fulfilled? In the man that walks not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So who is a son? A son is one that is ruled by the law of the Spirit